What's going on there? I think I've uploaded enough videos, either in YouTube or BitChute, to make people realize that I like random toys and things like that, and I like going to the flea market. Besides talking about the rest of the stuff that I talk about here, I like to use my channel as a sort of a toy of its own. There's no specific route I'm taking this channel or anything. I'm not doing anything in particular except just like doing whatever I feel like. And anyways, I want to get this video done as soon as possible because I'm going to be showing things here that I'm going to be getting rid of soon. This is another thing that I found very fascinating about doing these videos, is that I can find stuff and sometimes it's something that I like, but I might get rid of it. And sometimes whenever you collect, you find stuff that you like the idea that you found. You don't need to keep it, but sometimes you feel like, no, but I don't want to get rid of it. And this helps a lot because I can have a record that I have it. I did something creative with it. I did something that I feel good about, and then I can let it go. So let's get going. There's no particular theme here or anything. It's just a random assortment of action figures that I have found at the flea market. That's the only theme. Okay, let's get moving. Here's one. The first one. I don't remember the name of this one. What's her character's name? I don't remember. My sisters used to have these when I was a kid. They used to collect these. They had Katra and another white one. It wasn't Shira. I don't think it was Shira. Maybe it was. And a yellow one or something. A blue one. I don't remember. A violet one, I think, or something. And they were. I was into Shira too, but they were more into Shira. They used to play with this, and while I was playing with my He-Man toys, and I never had this as a kid. I bought them a few times when I was selling really hardcore online on the internet. Masters of the Universe is one of those lines that I like, one of my favorite toy lines ever, and I just collect now, like whatever I find, and this is a part of it. So I think I'm gonna start saving these. This is the first one. Let's see. It's actually in good shape and everything. Just a little bit. It's just kind of loose, but it's not terribly scratched or anything. The hair is fine. I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't know the character, to be honest. I remember as a kid, I used to think they were alright, just like Barbie dolls, like mini Barbie dolls or something. And as a kid, I actually used to play with Barbies, believe it or not, with my little nieces. They were about my age, and I was very little, and they were like, "Hey, you, play with them." And I used to have a Ken doll, and sometimes I would play with the Barbies too. I mean, I was a little kid, except now I like dolls too. Anyway, here's other things that I never had as a kid. As a kid, I never had the vintage line Star Wars. I started with the '90s ones. Whenever I find one and it's not overly priced. How much did I pay for her? Like, how much? Like 20 pesos, which is about $1. $1, one current dollar right now is in pesos, Mexican pesos right now. It's like 1950 or something like that. Basically a dollar. How much did I pay for this? I paid 40. I paid 70. This the snow trooper here. It's like I picked him up because I don't have it, and it's loose, all yellow and shit, but I don't have it. So whenever I can find something that's affordable and in decent condition, I get it. I have a bunch of them now. All of them from the flea market. Again, as I said, when I was a kid, I never had the original line. And this one, I already have another one. It's it's in pretty good condition. It's not loose or anything. It's just scratched on the right there in the gloves. I would have kept it if it was the variant, if it was any kind of variant, but it's just a regular one. So I'm gonna sell it. I have another one. You can keep several of these anyways. Like, you can just have like a little army of them if you want to. But I mean, I need to sell shit, so I'm gonna sell that one. I picked that one up just like randomly because I remember they were like throwing a whole box of toys on the table, and I remember I saw a bunch of like vintage action figures of like Star Wars, and I was like, ah, fuck. But they all fell in like another side of the table, and I remember the guy. They didn't even lasted like 5 seconds on the table. I'm not joking. The guy was just like, he took the whole piece, the whole like edge of the that part of the table. He just did this like a shovel. In 1 second, he just tossed everything to a little box that he had ready to just. He didn't even know what he threw on the on his box. He just wanted to get like everything, every toy that everything. He was like, I'll just toss everything to my box and I'll check later. And there were like more figures. I remember I saw a Stormtrooper, a Palpatine. What's the name of that other guy that's not Forloom? The guy that looks like Forloom? The figure that looks like Forloom, but it's not Forloom? I forgot the name of it. And I was pissed. I remember just in that brief instance when he did this, and I just shoved everything on his box that he had set up on the side of the table. He was like a broom or something, just like everything. And I just like grabbed whatever I could find. The was whatever figure I just saw like a vague Star Wars figure shape, and I just grabbed whatever it was, and I just managed to snatch that one. And I was like, ah, fuck, I would have preferred the other one, the one that looks like Forlum, the not Forlum guy. What's the name? Oh, it's killing me right now. I can't remember. Whatever. Here's another thing that was on another part of that very same table that he couldn't snatch because he was too busy doing this. And on the other side of the table there was something else. Dungeons and Dragons figures. There was like a little box filled with Dungeons and Dragons figures. I saw several of them more. I've had several of them more, but I don't collect Dungeons and Dragons really. I don't want to get into it because it's just like I'm just gonna have to, you know how it is when you collect things. So I tried to get rid of them. As a kid, I had the bad guy. What's the name of the bad guy? The one with the blue helmet, the red eyes, and the armor. That guy. Like this guy, but the other guy. I had it and I used to love it, but I never knew what it was. Only until I started getting into collecting toys was when I learned that he was from Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, huh. What do you know? I had him as a kid, and he was in the box too. Look, the cape. Look at how good the it's in such good condition. The only detail that it has is this little part right here, but I think this is from factory. Yeah, it's from factory actually. It's like a factory uh, error there. It's in pretty great shape. They're not that valuable, sadly, so I'm gonna sell them cheap. But I'm gonna sell them both, both of them. I had one that was like one piece like this one, like a bendable, that had like it was like orange with red, and it had like a mouth with teeth and like tentacles and like something sticking out of the head. It's pretty cool. I traded it for who knows what, maybe muscle figures or something. I don't remember. What's the date? And this one says 1982. 1983. Okay, I don't know the names. The thing is, the same thing happened. Only I had more time to snatch more shit because the guy who was snatching these ones wasn't like as thirsty. So we were both like, pop, 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 and I just managed to snatch that one. He immediately went with the bad guy, the one with the helmet, the blue helmet. I remember he had his shield and everything. I never had the shield that I can remember when I was a kid. But because he looked the most flashy one, he looks the cooler one, so he immediately went for that one. We were both like eyeballing that one, and he grabbed everything else. There were like 7 figures of them, 5, 6, 7 of them. I only managed to snatch those 2. I remember I grabbed this one, and when I grabbed this one, he was like, and I was like, nah. I mean, I didn't say anything, but I was just like, I just kept my hand like that, and he was like, oh, whatever, and he just let go, and I was like, yeah, fuck you. Here's one that I had no idea existed, and about this on another day in another table filled with like chacharas, and I had no idea these existed until that very day, a few weeks ago, like a month ago or something, a month and a half, I don't remember. But I mean, I thought it was a bootleg, and I thought it was pretty cool because I thought it was like it looked vintage, so I thought it was like a vintage bootleg, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I remember nobody grabbed it because it looked so shitty. I grabbed it. I grabbed a couple other things. I don't remember what exactly right now. But I remember I grabbed it and I turned around the figure and I saw the date and everything. I saw that it was official and everything, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? 1975 Marvel, Hong Kong. And turns out it's a Mego figure. What do you know? I never knew they made little 3.5-inch action figures in the same vein as Star Wars figures. I had no idea until, and I kind of love it. I love the quality of it. I love the fact that it looks shitty like that. The plastic is different. This part is almost semi-transparent. You can't tell in the light, but it's almost semi-transparent. This part, the torso, the arms. You can't tell, it's not powerful enough. But yeah, this one I'm definitely keeping. They're not super valuable or anything. I don't know why. They're Mego and they're like very unusual, but I don't care. I don't care even if it was really valuable, I wouldn't sell it. I like it. I've never seen anything like this before, and I've been collecting toys for years now. I had no idea that this existed. I've never seen anybody talking about this. I'm surprised they're not like that sought after, but you know, in a sense, it's cool. That way, I don't feel obligated to sell it or anything. I can just keep it. It's like a very curious thing. Here's another guy that I had no idea existed. I just bought it. How much did I pay for this Spider-Man? How much did I pay for this? I paid about 40 pesos for each one. How much is that? Like $2? I paid 50 pesos for this. This is less than $1. As if for current money exchange of 2021. This one though, I loved this one. It's one of my favorite figures ever. Even though it's from a series I know nothing about. I've never seen Battlestar Galactica. And when I saw it, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was from Battlestar Galactica or anything. I just saw it. I paid 100 for this one. It's more than what I usually pay for action figures. I like going to the flea market as a hobby and just seeing whatever cheap like little curiosity I can find. And sometimes I have paid more money, but usually I don't really. They're just toys anyways. And even when I was selling like a lot on the internet, I would try to sell as inexpensive as possible. But I mean, 100 pesos is not that much. It's like $7. But I didn't have a lot of money that day. I just went with like a little bit of cash, and the main reason why I bought this, even the main one, is because it's pretty cool. All the detail is so awesome. Let me see. So let me see if I can pick up all the detail. I don't know the name of these guys. I'm supposing they're evil. The bag that it has 4 arms and everything. But besides the look, I'm probably gonna make like little copies for them to make them like different colors or something. And so I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna copy this one and make like several of them. Maybe change something, make different variations or whatever. Totally copying this one with like silicone and resin. This is from 1978 Universal Studios. Okay. have no idea what's the name of this one, but I like it. It's one of my favorite figures. It's just like because it's such a weird monster. I like the aesthetic. It reminds me of the 50s monster movies, and like when I saw Universal movie, I thought it was from like a horror movie of the 50s or something. It's not, and it reminds me of what's the name of that series? Of figures that are like bugs. I have one when I was a kid. Ever since I was a kid, I had that one. I don't remember the name right now. This is pretty much the day of not remembering the name of things. But I don't have to remember the name of this thing because I have no idea what it's for, what this is from. Obviously, this is a knockoff. There's no date, no nothing. It's just like I'm guessing Rambo because of the shape of everything, especially the head sculpture. Looks a lot like those vintage Rambo figures. Maybe Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris figures were like smaller, I think. Nah, this looks a lot like Rambo. I'm guessing this had like cloth, probably something ridiculous. I'm guessing. I have no idea. And I'm willing to sell this if I can learn what it is. It has a mustache, but you can barely see it on the camera. There it is. I just want to know what it is so I can know how much I can ask for it. I don't want to sell it too cheap, but I don't want to sell it too expensive either. So I was just very intrigued when I saw it. I've never seen anything like this guy. The hair color, everything. I don't know. I don't get it. But if I want to bet, I want to bet this is from like the late 80s, early 90s Rambo knockoff. That's pretty much my wild guess. And to finish off, the very reason I'm recording this right now because I'm gonna have to get rid of this because I made this little vehicle for my friend Luchuk because he makes Star Wars custom figures, and I saw this one and I was like, hey, here. I saw the little this little piece, and I was like, hey, this might be useful for you. And he was like, I don't know, man. And I was like, no, I'll show you. And I made this. Oh, nice. I love it when it fixes like this. I wish I could keep it steady like this, but I don't have the little reflection things. Anyways, so I don't make custom toys. I have made a couple of them, but I never get it really into them. This was an X-Wing from one of those like little kids toys, and I took inspiration from that wall that you see in the Mandalorian, and he's gonna take pictures of them. I wrote things here. Says no Tuscan right here. My signature right there. This is actually my name. Says Jar Jar Sith right there, and the rest I don't really know. The thing is, I was just copying the things that you see in the show and the wall, and this very big and shit. But then I realized there's actually an alphabet, so I was like, I'm just gonna straight up write from the alphabet whatever I want, and that's where I wrote the rest of the things. I really like the way it looks now. It's all airbrush. You just use whatever sharp tool you have to like scratch it. The rest is spray, acrylic. That's it, really. Took me like 2 hours to finish this. I was really hoping for this to be like a 10-minute video, and it's going to be about 20 minutes or something. Again. Okay, well.